Hi everyone, it's Andrea here from Admire PR, and I'm delighted to welcome Claire Black, divorce coach, with me here today. Claire, can you introduce yourself and tell us how you became a divorce coach?
Thank you, Andrea. It's lovely to be here this afternoon. So yes, I'm a breakup and divorce coach, and I work with clients to help them navigate the choppy waters of any breakup or divorce and create a new life afterwards. And I got into it essentially through my own divorce, which was very sudden. How long ago was it now? 14 years, I think. So yeah, 14 years ago, my ex-husband came home from work one evening. And we put the children to bed. They were just little, they were 3 and 1 at the time. And we put them to bed and we were eating dinner and watching Holby City, as you do. And I thought he was a bit quiet. So I said to him, are you all right? And he said, well, no, not really. I've been seeing someone else. And that was the moment that life changed for me. There's kind of before that moment and after that moment. And I remember, well, actually, I don't remember very much, but I do remember sliding down the wall and sitting in a heap and thinking, I thought this only happened in movies, and saying to him, are you leaving me on my own with 2 children under the age of 4? And panicking with all these thoughts kind of swirling around my head, how am I going to manage? How am I going to cope? What's going to happen to us? Will we have to move house? What happens when the children go to school? All these questions going through my head, and why is this happening to me? What did I do that was so wrong? And it was so sudden that sort of by 2 hours later he had gone, and that was that. And from that moment onwards, then we were separated. We had to work through our divorce. We had to work out all the childcare arrangements and everything. We're both now completely moved on from it. He's remarried, and we have a very amicable working relationship now. So I'm really pleased about that. But I got into divorce coaching really because over time, my friends started saying things to me like, my goodness, how have you managed to cope with all this? You've done amazingly well. You've rebuilt this life. You've moved town. How have you managed to do that? And thinking back, I made 3 decisions really early on in my separation that made a massive difference. The first one was that I decided I would wallow in it for 3 months, and I'd kind of give myself a deadline. So without realizing, what I know now is I was training my brain to feel better after 3 months. So, and I was also allowing myself to feel it, which is so important. So I felt it for 3 months. And then by the end of this 3 months, I had already begun to start spotting upsides and noticing that it was better that I could cook for myself and the children all at once, didn't have to cook again. I could cook with ginger. My ex-husband didn't like ginger, all these things that suddenly were good about the situation. The second decision was to work out what I could and couldn't control and concentrate on what I could control and let go of the rest.
Yes.
So, for example, what my ex-husband did with the children on his time was his business, as long as I trusted him to look after them. And the third one was some really good advice that I got from a good friend of mine who said, when you get up in the morning, plaster on a smile. So I did. And what I didn't realize then, but I do now, is that when you smile, you release endorphins and it helps you to feel better. So I started to smile, and that then encouraged me to look up and to look at the horizon and walk with my shoulders back. And it also encouraged me to put on nice clothes whenever I had to see my ex-husband, which helped me to feel better, and all round helped me to feel much more dignified about the whole situation. And it was making those sorts of decisions and realizing that whatever happened, I could do something about it that's led me to where I am now. And that's exactly what I do for other people. I help them to work out how they can handle the situation in front of them, and recover from it and make the most of the opportunity that's ahead.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I know, especially that sort of focusing on what you can control. That's like important for your own relationships, but that's important for every aspect of your life as well, for work. And so the work you do with people must help them. It helps them with their breakup situation, but it must help every aspect of their life as well.
Yeah. And actually, that's something clients often say to me, is that the work we've done together and the strategies that you've helped me put together are strategies that I can now use in every area of my life, in every decision I ever have to make. Every time life throws me a curveball, I've got those strategies now, and I've got that resilience, and I can use them again and again and again in all sorts of different contexts.
That's an amazing amount of confidence you give people, you know, for them being able to transfer those skills. I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really amazing to see.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So if someone's watching this and they're going through a breakup or a divorce right now, what are your top tips that you'd tell
Yeah.
them?
So my top 3 tips are, first of all, like we were just saying, work out what you can and can't control. You can only control your bits, so you can control what you say, you can control what you do, how you feel, what you think, what you wear, where you sit, how you sit, all of those things. Work out what you can control and focus on that, so that you are looking at what you can do rather than what you can't. Because when you focus on what you can't do, it just leads to frustration.
Yeah.
The second one would be to get your support network in place. So that might consist of a coach like me. It might consist also of a counsellor, perhaps, your friends, your family, a lawyer, a financial advisor. I think a common mistake is to think that divorce is just a legal journey, and it's really not. The emotional journey is huge, and it can really derail the legal journey. So get your support network in place. The third one is always to remember that you have choice. So whatever happens, you have choice. You have choice about how you react. You have choice about how you speak to yourself in your own mind. You know, the kind of things that you say to yourself. So I often ask clients, you know, would you be as mean to your friend as you are to yourself?
Yeah. You
know, don't beat yourself up.
yeah.
So those are my top 3. Work out what you can control. Get your support network in place. Always remember that you have choice. You know, in all decisions that you make, always try and find 3 choices at least, and then you can make a positive decision to go one way or another way.
That's such great advice, Claire. Thank you. Thank you so much for
Thank you, Andrea.
being with us today and sharing your advice. And I will put a link to your book and to your website on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much.
Thank you.